What up though, y'all? How y'all doing? Now I know this whole Lil Durk situation is taking over the airways, the internet, the social medias, the everything, which is kind of funny because everybody was pressing the issue, slide for Vine, slide for this, slide for that. And it's like, well, what do you people expect? These kind of are unrealistic goals and levels to live up to. That I'm gonna be a public figure and I'm gonna disintegrate anybody that speaks against me, goes against me, or disagrees with me. As entertaining as that may be, it's impossible to keep up with it. To be honest with you, this is probably the best possible outcome that could have happened because, be it from other states, maybe other cities, maybe. Oh man, somebody would have been hit that crew with the wrecking ball. That's a fact. That's a fact, and that ain't to say people wasn't doing their damage on them, but they was operating on too many. They was operating overly aggressively on too many different levels. What's kind of funny to me about it is how they was able to get the industry to bag up their plays, to follow their moves about who they was and wasn't dealing with from basically from they some independent artists. So I'm gonna always give respect where it's due. To pull off what they pulled off was beautiful. They did that. Do I agree that they should have been doing that? Not like that, not necessarily, not me. Kind of tired of seeing black men killing black men for no reason. It bothers me that two black men can't disagree, but you allow this other man to owe you money. You allow this other man to own your work. You allow this other man to be all in the middle of you and your family, your business, and your money. But you'll kill a nigga because he got an opinion. Yeah, Juan-O kind of got a problem with that. But what I got a problem with don't always matter. You know what I'm saying? Don't always matter. But that don't mean I ain't right. Now I want to bring you guys attention to something. I know when you broke $10,000, $50,000 a chain, I know it seemed like everything. And in some situations it is. But you gotta weigh your risk versus reward. Now, if you sold a little dope or robbed somebody, you got $10,000, $20,000, that's one thing. Even though that come with a cost too now. But you kill somebody for your piece of 100,000, which ends up being 10, 15,000, it's not worth it. A lawyer alone on something like that is gonna cost you 50,000 at the least. Like, I mean, you're gonna have to give them 50 and then you're gonna still owe him if you want them to defend you right. With that being said, these guys didn't even have bail money. So who was they putting in that work for? And then when you got guys, this is one thing I never understood about gangs. I'm a hustler. How could you trust somebody to do this type of work for you and they starving? I understand being able to get somebody to do this type of work for you because they starving. But these people watch you come around with millions of dollars and they starving. How can you trust them to put work in for you? But I digress. Let's do it.
The O Block 6 case had been riddled with misfortunes for the suspects, particularly Muwop. By February 2024, the situation became so dire that Muwop's lawyer quit representing him due to unpaid fees.
Well, yeah, you made a video about this. You said that Muwop's lawyer actually quit the Fed case after he couldn't pay him anymore.
Yeah, he quit. Yup, he quit. He off the case. Muwop got to get a new lawyer. They actually set it back to February, so it was in August. So that let me know, like, they trying to make us some deals, man. They ain't gonna keep on pushing your court date back to 6 months and 6 months, bro. You gotta be up in there. You gotta be up in there doing some talking, man, for them to keep on pushing it back.
According to Trent,
now this dude took the stand, so rightfully so, he want everybody to be looked at as a tattletale. But that ain't to say it ain't no tattletelling going on.
Which is news on Vlad TV, the O Block 6 are financially strapped with no money coming in, no lawyers, and no one sending them any support.
Somebody finna tell it all, man, to get out. And they ain't gonna care what nobody think about them. For real, because ain't nobody sending them no money. They ain't had no lawyers. Like, out of the whole O Block, you telling me all the Mary Jeans, all that stuff. Can nobody patch up? No money for no lawyers. The watches, the chains. If you my homie, you would gonna willing to sell everything for me. If you my real friend, to try to get.
Hold on, that's a hella fat expectation. When the truth is, while motherfucker was buying you a Mary Jeans and giving you watches and shit, you should have been putting yourself together. You should have put a lawyer on retainer. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't do the right thing when money be flowing to them from the person that's giving it to them. Like if I float 100,000 to you and you ain't got shit to show for it a year later, that's on you, bro. But I know a lot of people don't understand and respect that. This is why I move alone and I left the game.
Get me out knowing that I'm fighting for my life. You know, that's why I say ain't nobody no real friends.
Despite facing a potential life sentence,
a real friend would have been somebody that was saving some of that bread, like that guy Jam. You didn't work for no 100,000, 50,000. I gave you 50,000. Who are you to just blow it? And a house and a car? That means you should always have money. You ain't got to pay no rent. You ain't got to pay no car. And you got fresh with me. That's what I'm saying. That shit makes no sense, man.
Muwop expressed hope in him coming home in a video call from jail.
You said, what do I want to tell everybody?
Yeah.
Is that I'm coming home.
And Trench's news hinted that all might not be lost yet for Muwop, as there's still a chance he could reduce his sentence down if he cooperated with the authorities, specifically testifying against Lil Durk.
You said that Muwop from O Block will be home after he snitches on Lil Durk?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way he gonna get home. You know, he always comments, somebody in his family always drops something like, Muwop will be home. Don't he said everybody left him. So I report about when they drop, when I see his family them or anybody, I report about it. And it's like, you wishing on a star, man. Everybody in jail wish they can come home, man. They gonna tell themselves, I got this beat. But really, you don't.
Currently, Muwop is held at the Jerome Combs Detention Center on 3050 Justice Way, Kankakee, Illinois. In a recent email, Muwop expressed optimism about his situation, telling his friend Shoebox Baby, another up-and-coming rapper from Chicago who considers Muwop to be his big brother, that he might be out soon. This message suggests that Muwop may still not have quite come to terms with the harsh reality of his situation and is reaching out for support, asking his friends to help his mother however they can. Shoebox,
he's still throwing up the gang sign. And then this is another thing. When I see these guys, I'll be wondering about this with like my little brothers and shit. Like, how are you broke and you got on a pair of $700-800 pants, man? How? Now that ain't to say Juan-O ain't got a couple pairs of jeans that cost more than they should, because I do. But if you need $30 or your mother don't have no groceries, why the fuck do you have them on? Is my question. But
Box Baby would say in an interview with Truth Teller TV that a lot of guys left Muwop hanging and
niggas don't love themselves or they mamas like they say they do. Cause y'all spend all y'all money on clothes and then you claim you the most suave, the most toughest dude. If you was Rico Suave, and Jack and Action Jackson at the same damn time, it wouldn't matter whether you was wearing name brand or not. Bitches gonna want to give you that ass. That's a fact.
Skipping visits with him and not sending him money. However, he acknowledged the possibility of misinformation, stating that the internet does make up a lot of lies about people too.
And I was told a lot of guys left Muwop hanging. Motherfuckers is not hitting every visit. His books is not full from everybody sending money. I was told that, you know, people ain't doing Muwop right, you know. Now, I could be wrong. This internet love making up lies on people too. But I wanted to bring that to your attention. But Muwop,
that's what's crazy. Why they talking about Muwop so much? It was 6 people on that goddamn case. 6.
You know, did say he supports Shoebox music 100%. Remember, Shoebox was dropping songs dissing Butter, about Butter dissing, telling on Muwop and being at their court cases. And those are the type of songs that Muwop supporting right now. you know.
Muwop's fate will be decided in early 2025, and to be honest, the outcome, though uncertain, doesn't look good. But ultimately, no matter how harsh your own upbringing or the tragic losses that you yourself have suffered, there's really no excuse for murder, especially the brutal, one-sided murder that FBG Duck suffered at the hands of O-Block shooters. In the end, Muwop will go down as a cautionary tale, a warning of one of the two tragic outcomes that are truly the only possible results of being a killer rapper who tells the whole world about your crimes. In the end, Muwop's relentless pursuit of street credibility through his music became a double-edged sword. His lyrics filled with braggadocio and vivid descriptions of violence may have boosted his reputation in the streets and the rap scene temporarily, but they ultimately caught the attention of law enforcement. And as Charlemagne from The Breakfast Club made clear, the authorities in this new era of rap are taking self-snitching very seriously.
For Thursday, October 14th, goes to the 5 individuals who were hit with the RICO over what law enforcement is calling a mob-style attack on a rapper known as FBG Duck, the RICO. Why, oh why do you rappers get online and tell on yourselves? Okay, your Uncle Charlemagne getting on this radio for years telling you to cut that out. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy when y'all do because you make law enforcement's job so easy, and I want that criminal element off the street as well. But what part of your brain makes you think that's okay? I've been on this radio for years telling you that what you do online will get you jammed up offline.
That's the Democratic policy, Charlemagne. You know, this kids raised under them democratic conditions that you support so much. This how this happened. And then you got the guns in some places and not in other places. But this is how it happens. If Chicago gun laws, well, if Chicago had gun laws like Atlanta, then Chicago would have less violence. That's a fact.
FBI stands for Facebook and Instagram. The feds, okay, all you rappers who get on these social media platforms and talk about your ops you done killed, the feds are listening. They're watching. All these rappers who get on these social media platforms and talk about smoking on your ops, smoking your ops pack, or whatever the hell y'all young boys say. In the words of Charles Barkley, I guarantee you going to prison, okay?
It's important to note that during Muwop's trial, the court ruled that certain rap lyrics from his songs could be used as evidence against him. The argument was clear. Incriminating yourself in rap lyrics after committing a crime is neither discriminatory nor racist, it's simply accountability, especially when the victim is another young black man who had his own aspirations of rapping rather than being a killer. Unlike Bob Marley's metaphorical "I shot the sheriff," where no actual sheriffs were reportedly harmed.
Right. It's a big difference between "I shot the sheriff" and this shit. RIP FBG Duck. Kids, it ain't worth it to be in the gang. And I'm going to tell you how we do it over here in Detroit. If a motherfucker ain't willing to, if you're not a contractor, which means this is what you do and anyone can hire you, then leave this type of stuff alone. And typically in Detroit, if I know that you're not willing to take care of your own business, then I can't take care of it for you. We can't keep going out the game like this, man. This is appalling. And then you can't keep getting caught up being that one in jail talking about some people don't care about you. If you show people that you have no value to yourself by being willing to be a flunk or willing to risk the breath in your life to do some shit like this, how can they respect you? That's just a little something to chew on. We out for the night. Man. Muwop was the one in court with them duck camouflage and shoes on. Which is even crazier. Them probably was some $2,300-$2,400 shoes, bro. How you got some $2,400 shoes dissing your ops? The shoes was literally dissing your ops. And you ain't got no bail money. We out, man.